You know, guys, I've noticed something very interesting. I haven't uploaded in the last week because I haven't been feeling too good, and I noticed something very interesting about Modern Warfare 2019 Part 2. It's almost like every time I take a break from this game and I don't play it for a few days or for a week, or very soon it's going to be about 3 weeks, I come back and this game is the exact same, except with more bugs, more issues, and more disappointments. And I know I missed out on a lot of things and I have a lot of things to cover and catch up on, but just to let you know right now as a disclaimer, this video is gonna get pretty toxic, it's gonna get pretty heated, and you know what? I'm already in a bad mood because I'm sick, it's finals week, Morocco's not in the World Cup anymore, and on top of all of that, I finally come back to COD, and this game is still a heaping pile of manure. By the way, if my voice sounds all fucked up today, it's because once again, I'm sick, but regardless, if you've been living under a rock, Season 1 Reloaded finally came out today, or for a lot of you guys, yesterday, and you know, I've been hearing this notion from a lot of gooch lickers out there. You know, I said this after the beta, I said, you know what, this game needs some adjustments, it needs some work, it's not polished yet, it's not very good right now, and a lot of gooch lickers were saying, oh, just wait until beta weekend 2. I wait until beta weekend 2, it's the same shit. Wait until launch. I wait until launch, it's the same shit. Oh, just wait until season 1. I wait until season 1. It's the same shit. And some of these gooch lickers had the audacity to tell me, the Scatmaster, just wait until season 1 Reloaded. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's finally time for season 1 Reloaded, and for multiplayer fans, for people who are only interested in multiplayer content, what did the multiplayer community get? We got one new weapon and shipment, and that's it. Content-wise, there's nothing else. That's absolutely it. Now, of course, it's an update, so obviously Infinity Ward is going to do some weapon tuning. They're going to patch a couple of bugs. They're going to update the playlists. I think the best change that they made other than weapon tuning was the UI menu for tokens, and I think that is about it. Everything else is the exact same, if not worse, with more bugs, and I'm not joking when I say that. Modern Warfare 2019 Part 2, at least on the multiplayer side of things, it is not alive and well if you have an IQ above 4, but according to Charlie Intel and all of these other gooch lickers, MW 2019 Part 2 is alive and well. Meanwhile, after this update, Charlie Intel went on a bit of a rampage describing every single thing that happened in this update, with majority of it not being very positive. It's kind of funny how that works, but like I said, on the multiplayer side of things, we got one remastered map that we just had last year and in the previous installment of Modern Warfare 2019, and a new gun, which I will admit is actually pretty cool because it's very similar to the Honey Badger apparently. And then we get absolutely fucking nothing until February 1st, so in case there was any debate on it, this game, at least on the multiplayer side of things, is damn near fucking dead at this point. We got everything we're gonna have for the next month and a half. We might as well have not even gotten shipment again because we just had it last year. So realistically, the way I see it, we haven't had any significant update to this game and won't really have anything between the end of November to the beginning of February, which is fucking atrocious for a AAA title game. I'm just gonna let you guys know right now, multiplayer is gonna get very stale very quickly. Shipment is nice for camo grinding, but it's not like an actual map you experience and sit down and play and enjoy. You just run around in a fat clusterfuck of bullshit, and that's really all shipment is. But I digress. Like I said, this game is not going to be changing whatsoever. On the multiplayer side of things, everything is unchanged for the most part. But with that being said, you would think that if the multiplayer is completely dead, they're not prioritizing it at all, they don't give a flying fuck about it, then maybe on the Warzone side of things, they might be putting in a little bit more effort, and in classic modern Call of Duty fashion, in classic Infinity Ward and Raven and Activision fashion, that is not the case. According to Charlie Intel, during his call with Infinity Ward and Raven last week, the devs didn't even appear to know that the ultimate perk was not functioning in Warzone 2, and have said they will fix it. They also stated that perks being editable in Warzone 2 is a bug, and it shouldn't be like that. So these motherfuckers didn't even notice this bug that I've seen tons of people mention. I've seen this all over Twitter and Reddit. I've seen a lot of people make videos on it, or at least mention it in their videos, and the devs didn't even know it was a problem. So much for communication. That's a great job out of Infinity Ward, but it gets even worse. You guys remember when Season 1 was about to launch and one of the selling points for the season was that combat records were going to be included for Season 1 in multiplayer, and people got hyped up about a fucking combat record that we've had for the last 15 years of COD? Well, that's essentially the exact same thing that happened for Warzone 2, and to absolutely nobody's surprise, the combat records for Warzone 2 are being delayed. The feature was set to go live with Season 1 Reloaded. There's still no new release date, and it's not clear if stats will track properly until it actually releases. He goes on to say, it is truly astonishing that not only are the combat records delayed, it's also not clear if any stats will count until the feature launches, which doesn't have a release date. Fascinating. What I find fascinating is that just a couple of days ago, these motherfuckers right here were saying that Call of Duty was alive and well. And you know, I've been saying for a very, very long time, and you guys can quote me on this game has been overhyped so many times. And I'm not just talking about Modern Warfare 2019 Part 2, I'm talking about Warzone 2 as well. These two entities in Call of Duty have been hyped up so much. Activision has been tooting their own horn about having the most downloads, having the fastest selling COD of all time, and keep in mind, I called this multiple times. When that type of behavior is shown out of the developers and the publishers, and people do nothing but gooch lick and gas them up, the developers and the publishers stop giving a fuck because they already made their money. Guys, exactly how difficult is it to get a combat record working in Call of Duty? We've had the shit for the last 15 years of COD. It's 2022, and the combat record won't be coming out until 2023, and this is the most advanced COD to date, right? It's Call of Duty 2.0. How does this even happen? I'll tell you guys exactly how it happens. Gooch lickers and morons keep on gassing up the developers when the game does not deserve it. Sales do not equal quality, guys. And this is exactly what happens. To the people who've been getting nukes, to the people who've been grinding for the nukes, to the people who are getting their PRs, to the people trying to set records and beat challenges, when the combat record finally comes out, the likelihood that none of that tracks or counts is extremely high. If you think it's going to count, if you think the developers are going to go out of their way to make sure that everything previously is tracked, I think you're giving them way too much credit once again. I mean, you guys saw the other tweet earlier. The developers weren't even aware of one of the biggest bugs in their game after multiple people and multiple content creators were reporting it. Where is the communication? Where is the priority lying in? Because it's certainly not going to multiplayer. By the way, in case you didn't think multiplayer was getting piped in the ass enough, they added this new Warzone Cup mode, which is essentially just Rocket League. Look, I understand it has to do with the World Cup, even though there's literally only one more game left, and maybe this should have come out like weeks ago. But I digress. You know what? They developed it, they spent time on it, they advertised it. Guys, all of that time and effort and money probably could have gone to multiplayer. I'm sure even the most dense gooch licker out there understands that this Warzone Cup mode is one of the dumbest things ever added in COD history. Guys, there's just so many negative things that came out with Season 1 Reloaded. But don't worry, Infinity Ward and Activision made sure to compensate us for all of the trouble. You know, for all the bullshit we've witnessed, for all the times multiplayer has been tossed to the side, the devs did something incredibly nice for us. There's 2 free Christmas packs in the store too, and it looks to be 2 emblems. Isn't that something? I mean, the multiplayer itself is dying, and by February, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be expressing their boredom. Warzone 2 is littered with problems. The scan and repair is still a thing over there, and in multiplayer. The developers aren't even hearing out the community who are reporting bugs, and some way, somehow, they fucked up the combat record. But don't worry, guys. We get 2 free emblems for all of the trouble. Guys, this shit is a joke. I don't know how anybody can sit here and defend it. I know a lot of people want to come out and say, oh, you and all these other content creators make the same exact videos every single time. Guys, please answer this. How many times has a season dropped or the season reloaded dropped, and while some things got better, while some things were fixed, while some things were added, overall the reception amongst majority of people who are being vocal about it has been nothing but negative, because there's so much bullshit added into the game. There's so much prioritization going to the wrong things when it should be going into the quantity and quality of content in the multiplayer. And And like I said, I was previously under the impression that if multiplayer is getting bullshitted, then maybe the people playing Warzone are having a better time. As proven here today, both Warzone and multiplayer have both gotten the shortest ends of the stick. Not only that, but never forget, and I'll make sure absolutely nobody forgets, Modern Warfare 2019 Part 2 lost to Splatoon 3 for best multiplayer game. Activision, Infinity Ward, and the Gooch Lickers, pluck my pubes with your teeth and please enjoy my scat. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. What do you think the state of Warzone and multiplayer is right now? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos, and yeah guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Toodles.
It's been a very long time since the weekend. It's been a very